Hey guys, Gil here. Want to make a quick video about auction house flipping. A lot of my videos are about, what the market I think is doing and long-term investment. But sometimes when the auction house is very volatile, like it is right now, it makes good opportunities to flip stuff. It is hard to tell, I will say, when is a good time to do a flip, but we have tools like TSM that can help us. So what I'm hoping to do is just for 6 minutes, click around the auction house and kind of explain my train of thought on how to find flips. I have a couple that I'm going to look for, obviously, that I've done already in TBC. And I'll tell you like how I find one. When I say flip, in my mind, it's different than an investment. An investment, you have a plan, you have a long-term plan about what that item is going to do. So generally, for me, if I had less than like 5,000 gold to my name, I would probably spend that money, that 5,000 gold, and use it to craft things and make money with professions. And I wouldn't do any investments. It's not worth it to do investments. If you have less than 5,000 gold, I would do I would just do quests and stuff for money and farm stuff. Maybe like 2 or 3,000 gold is what I would normally say. But flipping is what I would do between like if I have money that I'm not like scrounging to get what I need. Like if I already have my gear or I have all my stuff enchanted or whatever, then I might start biting on items that I could use. But maybe I don't need them. And the example would be like I always go to this one because it's always top of mind. Haste potions. So a haste potion, if I play a Ret Paladin, Gillidan on Night Slayer, I'm gonna use haste potions. So if I saw these at like, well, one, they're skyrocketing as I kind of predicted. Right now they're at 10 gold. So if I saw these at like this number right here, if this was at like 80%, I would probably buy a bunch. And then I would post them at 100%. This one's at 126, so I don't want to use it. But the item itself, if I'm a Ret Paladin, I'm going to use a haste potion for raid. So what I'm doing is I'm basically saying like, okay, I'm going to use this item regardless. So why don't I buy a little extra and try to make money on it? And if I don't make money on it, then that's fine. So another example that I actually did this on TBC would be fell armament. You can see the numbers there. I purchased 529, I sold 478, and that's on this account. I also bought more on my other account where my paladin actually is. This is like my banking slash alt crafter account. But you can see I bought 529 of them for an average of 14 gold, 18 silver, and then I sold the majority of them for 2 gold more. Now you might think that's only 2 gold per item, but you'll see I sold 478 of them, so I made 900 gold doing this. And all that I did was that exact same simple formula, which is I waited for them. Like this is a good example. This is at 91%. If this gets much lower, which it does during the day, or like if you get up and you go to work or whatever, and you can hop on your computer for 5 minutes, you just choose an item that you look at when you have time to play. And you're like, man, I need Aldor rep. I'm going to buy fell armaments. I'm going to log on in the morning and see what they are. And if you ever see them at the 80%, just buy. Like we said, your net worth is going to be more than that 5,000 gold. Or 2 to 3,000 gold. You know, you're starting to kind of feel a little bit comfortable. If you're drowning and you have no gold, just go do quests. I have a whole thing about how to get your first 2 to 3,000 gold, a whole video. But you're at the phase where like you kind of have a little bit of extra money. And so this is what I would do is I would find an item that you're going to use. Fell armament is a good example. Arcane Tomb is another one. You can see I flipped some of these for same thing, about 2 gold a piece. I did a test run of this. I bought like, I don't know, 1,000 gold worth, and then I sold them, and it worked. What I made a ton of money on in Classic was encrypted Twilight texts. So there's one other really beneficial, or slash, it's almost, oh, I did text. It's almost required for good flips in my mind. That's a strong word, required. If you can collect items and then post them in groups like this, lazy people buy big groups. They don't want to buy 250 one stacks. They want to buy one 250 stack. So what you can do is you can say, okay, I'm going to provide value to the customer and I'm going to buy all the ones, which admittedly fucking sucks on the new TBC auction house. But I made like 11,000 gold flipping Twilight texts in a month. Other examples, and so fell armaments stack up pretty high. I don't remember exactly what it is. Let me see if I can remember how to spell this. So these Erico feathers, these are for lower city rep. I liked to flip these. You can see I flipped a bunch of them for 25 silver. So again, 25 silver times 4,000, or I think I sold the other ones on my paladin. That's 1,000 gold. You know, like the problem I think with this particular item is you have a deposit cost. So if you see that vendor sale price at the top, anything with a vendor sale price, you will pay the auction house a deposit fee to post it. And if it doesn't sell, you lose the deposit. So there's like kind of a couple of wickets in my mind. There's the first one is you need to have a need for the item so that if it goes wrong, you just paid a little bit too much and you're going to use it anyways. This could be things like potions, things like gems, things like rep items, or like light feathers if you're a mage or a priest, or a hunter even for the quiver or whatever. Another requirement is you want to have a high stack size, because that's where you get a lot of, you provide value to the guy buying it. Like if it's a haste potion and he's going to buy them in stacks of 5, like that's fine, but there's going to be a million other people with stacks of 5. With fell armaments, there's only like a couple people with stacks of 30 or 40 or 50, so it makes it easier for your thing to stand out. Because what they do is they go like this, they go stack size, and they say, oh, these guys have stacks of 250, these will sell. Everything that I sold on here was like a stack of over 150 or 200. The third one is you want to have low or no deposit costs. So gems actually kind of suck for this because they have really high deposit costs because the gem is worth a lot. And then I think like the fourth kind of requirement is you don't want to do flips if you don't have a lot of money. I think that again, in the linear progression would be questing or gathering professions, preferably in a dungeon, or killing stuff. I think, yeah, like just killing, or you could do age flips kind of. If you know what you're doing, you can start it with 1 gold, but it's slow. But one of those 3 things to get like that first 2,000 to 3,000 gold. From there, I would start doing flips like this. I would incorporate flips, or I'm sorry, from there I would start doing professions like alchemy, jewel crafting, bracers of havoc. For tailors, I don't remember what the fell leather boots is probably another one. These might be called, yeah, okay, so like these craft for hardly anything. I think it's, well, I guess Primal Earth and Primal Shadow are going crazy right now, but I I made a couple of these, you know, made like 100 gold, 200 gold. But there's an item like this, is what I'm trying to say, for all the crafting professions. Obviously you'll make a lot more gold if you're doing alchemy or jewel crafting. And then you're using your professions, you get to like that 5, 6, 7K thousand mark, and then from there you can start doing flips and investments. I think, and I'll end the video on this, if you wanted to make investments, the best, and you did not have a heavy net worth, and when I say net worth, I don't mean like gold in the bank. I mean like the value of all the stuff that's in your inventory that you could sell. So like I try to keep my liquid gold low, but if your net worth is in like the 2 to 3,000 range and you want to do investments, I think that the best thing you could do is invest in stuff that you are probably going to use, like enchanting mats, for example. Buy, or consumes would be another one. Buy, I mean, it's a terrible time right now because the raids are about to release, but like in a couple of weeks when the prices kind of stabilize, buy your consumes on like I don't know, a Friday morning or a Thursday morning when they're lower, because there's weekly fluctuations, which I can make a video about that too. But buy like a phase worth of consumes or 2 phases worth of consumes, and then just say, oh yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on this item, and when it's at 130% like Haste Potion is, I'm going to post a bunch of them. And that's what I would consider like a good investment for a low net worth. I don't mean that term derogatorily or whatever the word is, but you're flipping things that you already need so that if it goes wrong, you're fine. That's where all my investments start. Like these dark runes, I have dark runes, looks like they're going up. Because I'm a red paladin, I could use them if that wasn't a good investment. Or gems or haste potions. You can see I started making the haste potions for the Terracon. But you know, that's where all of these investments started, was haste potions. I can use Scroll of Agility 5 and Strength 5, or Strength 4 and Agility 4. Like that's what all these are. And it's all because like if I don't make money on them, I'll just use them. Same thing with the haste potion recipe and the destruction potion. I saw they were cheap one day, so I bought them. And when I get my alchemist level 68, I'm going to learn them and start making money that way. But anyways, if you like the content, I appreciate you guys giving me the feedback on what I'm doing wrong or right. And if you want to see more, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks.